Hi, Jonathan York from May Financial Partners, looking at investment markets. Pretty tough week for President Trump last week. It's sort of culminating in the embarrassing pulling of the healthcare reform bill, really due to lack of support. And that was really due to a small sort of caucus out there which refused to support the healthcare reforms. Really on the grounds that he didn't go far enough in terms of repealing Obamacare. That's a pretty major hammer blow to President Trump. Made a big thing during his campaign that on day one he was going to sign an act that was going to repeal Obamacare. And when push comes to shove, he really didn't have the numbers. And really quite interesting. And is this going to be sort of indicative of his presidency going forward? That despite his sort of big claims, he's really going to sort of lack the support in the House and Congress in order to get these policies through. So sort of back to the drawing board really for the healthcare reforms in the US, and that really maybe stymies the rest of his sort of policies going forward, because presumably he's going to concentrate on that now, and that maybe pushes back the tax reforms again, which we're going to be a pretty major boost to the economy, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this sort of pans out over the next sort of 3 to 6 months. But overall, the US market's trading pretty well. Data's still pretty supportive. You've got various sort of Fed governors sort of on the tape, sort of implying that there's still further rate increases to come as the economy still grows in strength. And as I say, it's just going to be interesting now to see whether we get those 2 or 3 further rate hikes this year. Oil's recovered a little bit, sort of back above 48 bucks a barrel. And again, sort of interesting to see if that can now push back towards sort of 50 and get through there, or whether we'd seen the sort of near-term high, and it's just going to sort of languish around this sort of 48 to sort of $50 range. In the UK, after the horrific events of last week, eyes are now turning towards Brexit, and Prime Minister May about to trigger Article 50, and then it's sort of getting down to the hard negotiations going forward. Potential little spanner there could be sort of Scotland, and sort of come out on the tapes now that within the next sort of couple of years there is a possibility of a further independence vote for Scotland, and you really possibly suspect that that will be the case. And with the UK now voting to leave Brexit, there's a pretty good chance that Scotland will look to be independent and then get back into the EU. Here in New Zealand, a lot of talk obviously about the visit of the Chinese Premier, and certainly quite a few deals being signed up, and it's just going to be interesting to see how that will sort of reflect on the New Zealand economy over the next sort of 12 to 18 months. At present it all looks pretty good, but it's just going to be interesting to see now that these sort of agreements have been signed, how they're actually put into practice, and then the implications and the impact on the New Zealand economy. Obviously coming up to the end of tax year, obviously the rate's still pretty low out there. If you're looking for income options, certainly there are quite a few different alternatives out there. And if you're interested in discussing what options are available, call us on 0800 867 323 or go to the website www.bayfinancialpartners.co.nz for lots of interesting articles. We look forward to speaking to you soon.